What's good, my peeps? You know what day it is. You know what time it is. It's your boy Tuck, the man with the plan, the after dark self-talk guru, and guess what we back again today with? Another self-talk. Hope you all are having a wonderful Sunday in May, the spring. As you can clearly see, it is not daytime here, it is night, actually late at night, because a certain album came out, which we will talk about later on. But like I said, I hope y'all are having a wonderful time. Hey, times change, and this is a self-talk after dark. But regardless of the time, you're getting the same type of motivation, the same type of tips, same type of tricks, regardless of the time, the place, the area, whatever we do, the self-talk will still be coming. So let's get into it, everybody. The album of the week. So we all know what the album of the week is. I told you guys last week what the album of the week is gonna be, and I literally just got done listening to it, and it was fire. Just absolute fire. And what am I talking about that's absolute fire? Of course I'm talking about The Off Season by Jay. No, let me get that straight.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Cole.
Let's get into it. So, first, let's start out with the production of this album. The producers on this album literally knocked this out of the park. Like, it straight up home run this joint. Like, honestly, this is probably the best produced album of the album so far. Like, they did their job, bro. They did amazing. They did an excellent job. And I saw the list, and it was a long list. So, just beautiful, beautiful, just beautiful, amazing. Next, into the lyricism. When I tell you Mixtape Cole came out, like Any Given Sunday Cole came out, Friday Night Lights Cole came out, this man came out. There ain't that big of a concept to the off season. This is basically J. Cole spitting, talking his mess, talking what he gotta say, and then getting up out of there. And man, starting from the first track, 95th South, it's like there's so many bars I can literally mention to you guys that just encompasses what I heard, and he did it. J. Cole did it. Like, Mixtape Cole was there, and I appreciate him so much. He did what he literally had to do. And also something that surprised me when I listened to it, which I think surprised a lot of people, is actually the features that was actually gonna be on the album. Especially from him previewing, we thought it was just gonna be another platinum album with no features, but you had Murray singing on there, My Life. You had 21 Savage on there, which he spit good bars. But for me, Lil Baby killed it on Pride as the Devil. He did a good job, like an amazing job. And then the features were there, and they did a good job. It wasn't too many, and it wasn't too little. It was just the right amount of number for the Cole album. And I think for me, so far, my favorite track is probably Let Go My Hand. Just because the concept of the track is so great, going to early fatherhood and just figuring out how should I raise my son, what should I do, what should I not do, just those struggles that go along with it, especially being the platform he is now. So it's an amazing, astounding album. People are already calling it album of the year. Honestly, my only gripe I have about it is that it was too short for me, just because I wanted to hear more. It's just like, man, I'm like, does it only have to be 12 tracks? Can it be like 15 or 16? Am I getting too greedy? But honestly, fire, 10 out of 10. You know, Cole did it again like he always does. Fire, listening to it. If you ain't listened to it, listen to it again. And if you did listen to it, listen to it again after that, and after that, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, you feel me? But yeah, it's Cole, bro. It's Cole World. The Off Season by Jake. But alright, let me get off my Cole train, you feel me? We talked about what we had to talk about. Now let's get into the nitty gritty, the rice and beans, the sustenance of this self-talk. What are we going to talk about today? What we're talking about is priorities, and more specifically, prioritizing. For us as growing adults in this adulthood, we got to learn what we got to put our priorities on and what we don't want to put our priorities on. Do I want to A, buy this Teflon bag, or B, pay my rent? These are the choices we gonna have to make all the time. And sometimes we make the wrong choice, you feel me? So in this self-talk, I'm gonna give you 4 tips and tricks on 1, how to make those priorities, and 2, how to stick by them. So let's get into it. Learn the difference between urgent and important. While most see this as the same word, when it comes to prioritizing, trust me, they are very, very different. So let me go into deeper detail. To keep it as clear-cut as possible, urgency is based on external factors, while important things are based on perspective. Yeah, that's the word, introspective. So basically, important inside, urgent outside. So let me give you an example. For example, you're working at your desk and your boss says, hey, a client's coming in today. I need you to conduct the meeting. Meanwhile, you had your whole schedule planned out beforehand of what you're gonna do. Technically, the schedule you planned out beforehand is considered important, but this client is considered urgent. And the reason why that client is considered urgent, because that external factors cause that. The external factor is the client came earlier than expected, so that becomes urgent. So, how do you prioritize this? Well, I'll say this. If a certain category, a certain situation comes where both of these qualities are qualifying them, like it's also urgent but also important, then yeah, do it ASAP, get it done quick. But if you know, like, okay, hey, is this urgent? Cool, do you need me to work on this right now? And most people know me, I'm gonna ask this all the time. If they say yes or no, that's gonna dictate if I literally prioritize it or not. If they say yes, cool, I'm gonna prioritize it. If they say no, the other ladder, I'm gonna put it behind my important things, because the important things are what you already planned for before. You always want to have priority on your important matters. And also when it comes down to qualities, if there's certain things you do on a daily basis, these are considered your important priorities. If you have something like spontaneous, like, hey, my friend, you want to go out to dinner, you want to go hang out with us, that's an urgent task. External, you get what I'm trying to say now? Outside stuff brings urgent tasks. Inside qualities, inside feelings bring out important tasks. So that's important to know the difference between urgent and important. So for tip number 1, learn the difference between urgent and important. Know when to cut it off. Snip, 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 and snip. Because you can't do everything in the world. You're not Superman, you're not Wonder Woman. You can't do everything. If you have too much stuff on your plate, you're gonna get sick, you're gonna get full, and you're gonna get tired, and you're gonna get stressed. And trust me, we don't like stress around here. It's like for us as grown millennials and Generation X people, we cut off people on a daily basis. It's just something we gotta do to keep our sanity and keep our mental health at check. You just gotta do it sometimes. You just can't do everything in the world, like I said again. So for tip number 2, know when to cut people off. Tell them bye-bye, tell them to fly and soar into the wind. Let them go for the betterment of you. Priorities and negotiation are essential. And man, even as an entrepreneur to a worker to a creative, we have a lot of priorities in our plate, but if we know certain people who can get those priorities done quicker than we can, you better talk to them ASAP Rocky. Because sure, priorities are important and tasks are important and they need to get done, but it's not about how hard you work to complete those tasks, it's how smart you work to complete those tasks. And more in depth, if you know somebody who can complete that task better than you, ask them, talk to them, negotiate them, like, hey, I know you need help with A and B, and I can help you with A and B, but you need to help me with C and D. And work through it, collaborate, negotiate together so both y'all priorities and tasks can get done in an optimal way. Don't work yourself too hard just trying to get something done when you know you're going to struggle with it. And then you got stuff on stuff on stuff on top of your plate. Negotiating is key. It's very key, especially as an entrepreneur. You ain't going to be able to do everything by yourself. You're going to need help, bro. In order to get advertising done, in order to get your branding done, in order to bring the entertainment in order to get the certain effects in, it takes a lot of work. And trust me, you gotta negotiate some things in order to make your little startup brand turn into something huge in the future. And trust me, you're not gonna get everything done on a daily basis every single day. We're human people, we make mistakes. Sometimes, hey, I didn't have enough time to do this, or sometimes I didn't have enough time to do that. Sometimes you. Oh man. Sometimes you just gotta compromise. Sometimes you just gotta switch it around and work through it. Literally, like I had a mid burp right while I was talking. So literally, I just compromised in this self-talk today. So hey, sometimes you gotta switch around, adjust, work with it, roll with the punches, and just work around it. That's the best way to get through your priorities in order to prioritize accordingly. So for tip number 3, learn how to negotiate and compromise, because trust me, it is super essential. Always, and I repeat, always keep rest and self-care in your priority list all the time. You hear me, 24/7. Go to bed, go to sleep, chill, please. Because in this pre-panoramic time, you know what I'm trying to say, it is very hard to be successful, and I get it. It's super hard, with stuff going the way it is, and this gotta go get this bag mentality, and like working 12 plus hours at a 9 to 5 just to achieve a couple dollars, a couple cents more than what you usually get. It's crazy, man. This work to life balance is absolute trash nowadays. So you always got to remember in your priorities to at least have that rest or self-care. Take that low-key solo trip. I know that's becoming very popular now in 2021, and I do it, advocate for it, because like for me, I'm taking a solo trip this year because these past 2 weeks it has been hectic, and I tell you, it's been very hectic. Like I have been stressed out of my mind. So sometimes you just gotta just sit back, don't think about nothing, and just let your mind breathe, because that's gonna recharge you back up physically, spiritually, and mentally. Because rest is so freaking important. Like you take on too many priorities, you're gonna start forgetting what's important and what's not important. And you're just gonna think everything's gonna be shuffled up like a tornado spinning around your head. And I'm like, you're just gonna be brain dead. So just make sure you take care. Just read a book, drink your glass of wine, chill, rest. It's a priority. Rest is important. Vacations are important. Taking the time for your own is important. So for tip number 4, always have rest and self-care on your priority list at all times. Chill. Please, just chill. And that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all do well. I hope y'all blessed. Make sure y'all keep that priority list up. Remember, if you gotta cut them off, cut them off. Do what you gotta do. I hope y'all stay blessed, stay great in the springtime. Much love to you all. Remember, make that young follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. This is your boy Tuck. This is Q&K. Be blessed. And also, congrats to the graduates. Y'all did it. Good looking.
Just the kind of